Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for attending this forum despite your busy schedules. Now we would like to begin the plenary session of the 16th International Forum for Sustainable Asia and the Pacific, ISAP2024. I will be serving as your MC today. My name is Kawakita of IGIS, Institute for Global Environment Studies. Today's forum is conducted in a hybrid form, connecting the venue in Pacifico, Yokohama, and Zoom. Today, we have simultaneous interpretation service for Japanese and English. If you are attending in the venue, please use the receiver and select Channel 1 for Japanese and Channel 2 for English. If you are attending online, if you click on the interpretation button from the toolbar at the bottom of your screen, you will be able to select Japanese or English. The presentation materials from each session will be uploaded to our website after the forum upon the speaker's consent. And thank you for your understanding for the possibility of using photos and videos from the sessions and also inside the venue on the websites and social media accounts of the speakers' organizations. Now let us begin the opening session. First, I would like to invite our distinguished guest, the State Minister of the Environment of Japan, Mr. Motome Takisawa. Mr. Takisawa, the floor is yours. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for the kind introduction. I am Motome Takisawa, the State Minister of the Environment of Japan. I would like to give an opening address for the 16th International Forum for Sustainable Asia and the Pacific 2024. This forum will discuss ways to accelerate the transition to a sustainable society in order to overcome the triple crisis of climate change, biodiversity loss, and environmental pollution. In order to solve these three global crises, we need to increase synergies and minimize trade-offs between climate change and SDGs solutions. Last year, Japan chaired the G7 Ministers' meeting on climate, energy, and environment. The outcome document of this meeting stated Japan's commitment to synergy utilization. Furthermore, at the 6th United Nations Environment Assembly in this March, Japan proposed a resolution to promote synergies, which was adopted. In addition, I attended an event related to the high-level political forum on sustainable development held last week at the UN headquarters in New York, where I communicated the importance of driving synergies. I also exchanged views with UNEP, SCAP, and other relevant organizations, as well as with Oman, the next UNEA 7 chair, and other countries to confirm our collaboration in promoting synergies. In cooperation with many countries and institutions, we will continue to emphasize to the world the importance of synergies to solve the whole of the triple crisis and to achieve the SDGs. We will continue to lead the world by supporting the promotion of synergies. I hope that today's forum will deepen concrete discussions on the individual topics of quality carbon markets, biodiversity valuation, the Global Plastics Treaty, and the use of regional circular and ecological sphere approach with the aim of reaching an integrated solution. I look forward to working together with all the participants to promote synergy initiatives in the future. I would like to conclude by expressing my gratitude to everyone involved for their efforts in organizing this forum. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
Thank you, Senior Vice Minister of the Ministry of Environment, Takizawa. Next, we'd like to invite remarks from the Vice Governor of Kanagawa, Mr. Hashimoto. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Vice Governor of Kanagawa Prefecture. My name is Hashimoto, where IJAS is located. It is my great pleasure to welcome you to the 16th International Forum on Sustainable Asia and the Pacific. Since its establishment in 1998, IJAS has been engaged in practical policy research for the realization of sustainable development in the Asia-Pacific region, and its abundant knowledge and research results have greatly contributed to the formation of policies in our prefecture through cooperative projects. In 2021, through joint research with the prefectural government and with the aim of realizing a decarbonized society in 2050, I just created the Kanagawa Decarbonization Vision 2050, which outlines the future vision that citizens, business, government, and other entities in the prefecture should aim for, and the options for action that can be taken now. I'd like to express my respect and appreciation once again for the tremendous contribution IJAS has made to solving environmental problems in the international and local communities. Now, I understand that this forum will hold various sessions to deepen discussions on the theme of necessary integrated approaches to overcome triple crisis of the Earth, namely climate change, biodiversity loss, and environmental pollution. So I'd like to briefly introduce the prefecture's efforts in line with the theme. First of all, regarding climate change, the 28th Conference of the Parties to the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change, COP28, was held last year, and it was agreed to expand the introduction of renewable energy. Under such circumstances, in November 2019, the prefecture announced the realization of a decarbonized society by 2050 ahead of the rest of the country. And in February last year, the prefecture announced that it would raise its greenhouse gas emission reduction target for FY 2030 from 46% to 50% below the FY 2013 level. In March of this year, the Kanagawa Prefecture Global Warming Countermeasures Plan was fully revised. And in the revised plan, all Japan and Kanagawa Prefecture will work together to achieve a decarbonized society by thoroughly implementing energy conservation measures, expanding the use and introduction of renewable energy, and implementing absorption source measures. Next, regarding the conservation of biodiversity, the prefecture is promoting efforts based on the Kanagawa Biodiversity Plan, which was revised in March of this year. Specifically, the prefecture land is divided into 6 areas with a focus on ecosystems, and efforts are being made to update the Kanagawa Prefecture version of the Red Data Book, as well as to promote initiatives in accordance with the regional characteristics of each area. In addition, in order to protect the health of prefecture residents and preserve their living environment, the prefecture has enacted ordinances that impose stricter regulations than national environmental laws and regulations, and is working to maintain and improve a favorable air and water environment, as well as reduce environmental risks. Furthermore, in order to pass on a good environment and healthy lifestyles to future generations, we believe it is important to create a sustainable recycling-oriented society that minimizes the burden on the environment by reducing the generation of waste and circulating resources such as plastics. Therefore, we will promote through a resource cycling effort throughout the life cycle, aiming for a waste zero society as a basic principle in the Kanagawa Prefecture Recycling-Oriented Society Creation Plan revised in March of this year. So far, I have introduced the initiatives of the prefecture. Now, there's one more thing I'd like to introduce to you. In 2027 in Kanagawa, it is expected that the International Horticulture Exposition is expected to be held. That is Green Expo 2027. The theme of this exposition is Tomorrow's Landscape for Creating Happiness, and in light of common challenges faced by the international community, such as global climate change and loss of biodiversity, nature, people, and society will draw up optimal solutions for coexistence and sustainability. Please come and visit us at the venue. I hope that participants in this forum will take this opportunity to further strengthen the network among themselves and engage in active discussions toward the conservation of the global environment. At the same time, I'd like to ask you for your suggestions for an integrated approach to the environmental field in our prefecture. Finally, I'd like to conclude my remarks by expressing my sincere wishes for the further development of IGES and the health and success of all participants here today. Congratulations and thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Hashimoto. Now, the president of IGES, Kazuhiko Takeuchi, is going to give his opening remarks. Good morning, everyone. As introduced, I am Takeuchi, the president of IGES. I would like to say a few words on behalf of the organizer. Welcome to the 16th International Forum for Sustainable Asia and the Pacific, ISAP 2024. I would like to express my sincere appreciation to the speakers of the opening session, Mr. Motome Takisawa, the State Minister for the Environment, Mr. Kazuya Hashimoto, the Deputy Governor of Kanagawa, and the speakers in the 4 plenary sessions, Mr. Dirk Forrester, the CEO of IETA, International Emissions Trading Association, Mr. John Pajam, the Executive Director of STAR International, and Ms. Yukari Takamura, the Professor of Institute for Future Initiatives, the University of Tokyo, who is also a trustee of IGES, and all the speakers who have come to Yokohama for this event, especially Mr. Elchin Oliver Diev, the head of mitigation team and senior negotiator who has traveled all the way from the Republic of Azerbaijan, the COP29 presidency, for his appearance at ISAP. I would like to express my sincere appreciation to all of you. I would also like to extend my deepest gratitude to Mr. Luis Gomez Echeverri, the Emeritus Research Scholar at the International Institute for Applied Systems Analysis IASA, and the co-lead of the expert group on climate and SDG synergy, to give a keynote presentation online, and Ms. Anne-Larry Gaudry, the Executive Secretary of Intergovernmental Science Policy Platform on Biodiversity and Ecosystem Services, IPBES, who is also going to give a speech online in the plenary session too. Now, IGES has hosted the Secretariat of the Technical Support Unit, TSU, of IPBES for many years, and we have many researchers participating in IPBES from IGES. IPBES has won this year's Blue Planet Prize, which is awarded to individuals and organizations to recognize their outstanding scientific contribution to provide solutions to global environmental problems. Congratulations to Executive Secretary Ms. Anne and others at IPBES. We are grateful to the Ministry of the Environment, Kanagawa Prefecture, Hyogo Prefecture, and other government agencies, municipalities, and organizations active in the environmental field for their support in sponsoring ISAP 2024. Also, on behalf of IGES, I would like to express our sincere gratitude to all the participants and to those who are joining us virtually online from Japan and around the world. For this year's ISAP, we have chosen taking an integrated approach to overcome the triple planetary crisis as the overall theme. In order to overcome the triple crisis of climate change, biodiversity loss, and environmental pollution, it is necessary to bring together the wisdom of humankind and work in an integrated and inclusive manner toward a sustainable and resilient society from a transdisciplinary and cross-sectoral perspective. IGES is publishing a book titled An Integrated Approach to Sustainable Development by Maruzen Publishing to promote a deeper understanding of this integrated approach. The book will be released on July 30th, and a sample will be available this afternoon at the IGES booth outside the venue for you to take a look. IGES, together with the Ministry of the Environment, has been intensifying its involvement in the synergies between climate change and the SDGs. As State Minister Takisawa mentioned earlier, on the occasion of the adoption of the Synergies Resolution at the UN Environment Assembly, IGES co-hosted an official side event with the Ministry of the Environment, where the State Minister delivered a message on the implementation of the Synergies Resolution and strengthening synergistic actions. There has also been progress in the expert group on synergies between climate change and the SDGs, which was launched last year and in which I am a member. At the recently concluded High-Level Political Forum on Sustainable Development, HLPF, organized by the United Nations, we have released our second Synergies report. This will be discussed in detail by Mr. Luis Gomez Echeverri in today's special session. At IGES, we have not limited ourselves to academic research, but have also viewed ourselves as a change agent for society and have worked on strategic research to promote social change by implementing scientific findings in society, scaling up best practices and providing solutions that fit the local context. Professor Akio Morishima, who laid the foundation of IGES as its first president, passed away on May 26 at the age of 89. I believe that IGES would not have developed into what it is today without his great contributions. On behalf of everyone at IGES, I would like to offer my sincere condolences to Professor Morishima. IGES has made steady progress since the time of President Morishima and has recently made several important developments. First, the Paris Agreement Article 6 Implementation Partnership Center, A6IP, was established by the Ministry of the Environment at last year's G7 Sapporo Ministerial Conference on Climate, Energy and the Environment, where it was welcomed by many countries. As a secretariat, IGES works in cooperation with international organizations, particularly the UNFCCC Secretariat and the World Bank, to assist countries in building their capacity to implement Article 6. The number of partner countries has increased to 79, and the Secretariat's staffing has been increased accordingly. During today's plenary session 1, we will discuss the establishment and implementation of a quality carbon market, which is one of the pillars of our activities. Regarding IPBES introduced earlier, IGES has now established a Technical Support Unit, TSU, for scenarios and models at the Tokyo Sustainability Forum, TSF. This will be introduced in plenary session 2. In this way, IGES hopes to continue to strategically broaden the scope of its research areas and play an increasingly important role as a research institute that is scientifically credible and a partner in policy practice. Your continued support would be greatly appreciated. To conclude, I would like to thank you all again for your attendance. I look forward to fruitful and successful discussions. Thank you for your kind attention.